capacity to retain that seat in the matrix of a number of things. But quickly, let me comment a little bit about or clarify a few things about what Dr. Ologbenla said. The volatility that my brother has referred to started between 2003 and 2007. Otumba Niyi Adebayo.
Fayoshe's time?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Otumba Niyi Adebayo, perfect gentleman. Everybody knows. Nice pedigree, came to governance with good credentials and all of that. However, the dynamics that eventually led to him losing that seat is a story for another day. It's not as simple as Dr. Ologbenla will have us say, you know. But regardless, Dr. Fayoshe also, of course, history has it that he became the governor of Ekiti State as well. Deservedly so. But the truth of the matter is that every person would also have a chance to write his name in gold or otherwise by what you do while you have the reins or the levers of power. And I also would leave that to people who are doing the finer details of perspectives of history to also. But one thing that you cannot run away from is the fact that over the period of time that he was governor, you know the EFCC thing, you know, I mean, people talked about the killings, the imbroglio in the House of Assembly and all of that. And then that moved on progressively all the way to when Oni was there, Governor Oni was there. Of course, the issues about, this was after the 2007 elections, and then we had equal number in the House. And of course, the House was fractious along the lines of the ACN at that time, and then the PDP at the time. It was very rancorous, and that couldn't be managed up until, and of course, it was in and out of court and all of that. So these factors accentuated the volatility that my brother referred to. And of course, you cannot also run away from the fact that we are politically conscious people. We're informed people. We have native intelligence, and an average Ekiti person would rather toe the line of justice than injustice. Now, coming back to capacity to retain that seat, I was talking to a few friends of mine yesterday, and I said, by the way, I'm the DG of the campaign, so I know what I'm talking about, and I'm not a political hireling. I also ran in 2007, okay? I ran in 2007 for House of Representatives up until now.
Oh, I thought it was for governorship.
I won't try. Now this is the thing. If you look in this, I mean, when we go to this election, a few things will be very clear to Ekiti people, and by extension, Nigerians. Where was Ekiti before Fayemi? Where are we now? And what are the chances that if you keep a Fayemi in that seat, what does it portend for another 4 years for Ekiti people? And there's a gamut of, I am happy that Professor Ologbenla has said a few things, but there are a plethora of things to talk about. I'm not going to, and this is not our thing, this is not Dr. Fayemi's thing, to begin to celebrate bowls. I did bowls, I paid jam, that's not. Governance has bigger dimensions. Leadership. You see, we micro-evaluate leadership in this country. And we tie it, and then people do, or we border in the realms of tokenism. And, but that's not our thing. But I will single out a few things that would be our non-verbal communication that puts us in the matrix, in the hearts of the people, to make us come back to that seat. There are a number of things that has created a novelty. In the 7 years, in the period of 7 years, we've had 7 governors. In 14 years, we've had 7 governors. But there are things that are remarkably assuring, that points us in the direction that has given the people hope as against despair. At a point in time, our people were despondent because if everybody felt that, it can't get better than this. But with a Fayemi in position, we've seen that a greater Ekiti is possible, and we're in that direction. And the choice to make at this election will be, would you rather rely on a man who has come to the table with heavy reputation, credentials that you can validate, or promissory notes.
Okay. Doctor, what are your thoughts about Dr. Fayose wanting to come back to that seat?
Well, we must always be honest. He has the right to aspire as a PDP member and as a former governor to want to come back.
As a Nigerian.
And as a Nigerian. But unfortunate for Fayose is that 13 members who are also aspirants in the PDP, led by one Ajayi, has gone to court to try and stop the primary for today. And Fayose is the only one who probably will go to the primary today, and he might actually get the nomination if the party delegates so wishes. But what can Fayose offer Ekiti State after what he has done in the past? And our people
Are you
in
implying
Ekiti State,
that he didn't achieve much?
No. I'm saying that he ran the state for a while.
Yes.
And he did not run it properly. There were crises here and there. There were killings here and there. And Ekiti State people are very educated, like we said earlier on. And they are very, very historical minded. They will not forget.
So for Fayose, this is crunch time.
No, this is
what you did before will now
will
determine.
now count against you now.
Okay.
So even if he get the nomination of the PDP, he will not be able to dislodge Dr. Kayode.
He may not.
He may not.
Okay.
What are the chances of Fayemi Bamidele now of the Labour Party?
Fayemi, I think,
Yeah.
Bamidele
yes.
does not have a political structure by which he can capture the power in Ekiti State.
But the assumption has always been, I'm sorry to interject,
Yes.
the assumption has always been that he was pivotal to the election of the current governor.
Well,
That's
I
what
will say
his supporters
the
will say.
ACN,
Yes.
which Bamidele was part of, was pivotal to the election of Governor Fayemi.
Yes.
Do you understand me? Not Bamidele as an individual. You know, he went from Lagos, and he was with the Tinubu group in Lagos State. Before, he was actually nominated and probably funded by the party. But once he decided to opt out of that political family of Tinubu and the ACN, now APC, I think Bamidele, I will say, is on his own. But the Labour Party is growing from Ondo State experience. They are also giving him support. So we cannot underestimate him that he will not make a headway. But we are just saying, come June election, Bamidele has not established, I will say, enough time, enough impact to dislodge Dr. Kayode Fayemi of the APC.
Let me ask Congressman Daramola your thought in terms of the preparation for the election. And this is quite serious. The issue for some is the fact that they're worried about INEC, they're worried about security issues, and they're worried about that word volatility of the Ekiti people because they're very passionate, and this can very easily degenerate into mayhem and violence. What is your thought as we're approaching June now? Because this is approaching the end of March, which means 2 months in between before the election.
Well, there are integral components, institutions and individuals of the electoral process.
Okay.
You would have each and every one of them having different roles to play. Okay. The campaign organization that I had we've made it very clear, will run a very civil, agenda-setting, issue-driven campaign. We will not be uncouth. We will put again, one reassurance we have is the fact that it's only politicians who suffer selective amnesia. The people don't. Okay? Politicians are quick to And that's why you find somebody who jumps around.